Today is a travel focused video, and I've done several travel editions before. Some of my favorite travel bags really seems to be the sweet spot is the 35 liter category. So we have the 34 liter GR2 over here. This is the shooter edition, special edition. Looks a lot like a Huckberry Slick, but it's not. This is the Evergoods CTB35 Civic Travel Bag, 35 liter. Both of these I've done before. I've done a shootout of what you could pack in both, so super cool. And now we have a ALPAKA travel backpack, ALPAKA Elements travel backpack. And I've done a couple of ALPAKA videos in the past. I've done one of their slings and I've did their regular EDC Elements backpack. This one is a sort of a big edition of that one. This one is the travel edition. Now, big thanks to ALPAKA for sending me not only this, but this really cool travel hat, which when you're traveling, and we're going to get into this, you're in this category, you're normally constrained by volume. And so if you're going to go further and you're going to go the distance, you need to pack smarter. So we'll talk briefly about that, some of my little travel hacks when it comes to what you're going to pack in these bags. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the CTB35, the GORUCK GR2 34 liter, and compare those directly to and how you would live out of the ALPAKA Elements travel backpack. Now, the first thing that I'm going to say about this whole setup is that, you know, and maybe you can see right here, just as we sort of stand them side by side, is there's a size disparity. And you look at them and you go, there's no way those are all the same bag. So let's put up the dimensions right here. Now you can see how these all stack up, the GR2, the CTB35, and the Elements travel backpack from ALPAKA. And you can really see that there's a difference in dimensions. These are really identical, and to me they pack out pretty similarly in terms of the different layers and everything. You know, it's just the Evergoods always has just some more dimension built into their pockets that just sets it apart. But the Evergoods and the GR2, the GORUCK, are just kind of my go-to travel bags in this category, and it's kind of what I compare everything to. So it was natural that we compare these two. So we're just going to take the GORUCK out of the way for the time being, just so we can kind of clear things out. But if you wanted to see this comparison, I'll put a link over here if you wanted to see how these two shaped up. But just as we compare these, and these are generally speaking more comparable just because of the water bottle situation and the amount of pockets and organization that both of these bags have. Now, I packed them out similarly here, but I'm going to tell you that when I packed out everything in here and over here, just have a lot more space. And vice versa, when I move all of this stuff that's in here over here, just either doesn't fit or it's just more constrained. So the punchline is, if you're going for total volume, 35 liters doesn't always equal 35 liters. Big shocker. I've covered this before on my channel, you know, the GORUCK video with all the sizes. That was really instrumental to show you some bags just are a lot bigger or a lot smaller than the dimensions lead you to believe. This is a classic example. And I would say that if this is 35 liters, and I'll buy that this one definitely fits, at least packing cube wise, 32 liters-ish. So where's that other 3 liters go? It goes in all the other organization and access that you would love in a bag that you're going to use, maybe live out of it for a week and travel, and you're going to be in a train and you're going to want to get out maybe your laptop and work, but then not have to undo the whole bag. You might want to get an iPad. You might want to get out some field notes. You might want to access some travel documents. This is where either of these bags are going to really suit you very well. And especially if you want to bring a water bottle, because the GORUCK bags don't really ever they don't, unless you're an M22 or M23, have water bottle places in them. So that's why I'm comparing these side by side. So walking through the external features side by side, again, the CTB35, 2 water bottle holders really is what makes this thing awesome. And you can carry big water bottles, big Nalgene's, This is a Prometheus Design Works bottle. Any of the bigger ones are gonna fit, and you're gonna compress against the side of the bag, but this thing is super stretchy. You're gonna be able to fit everything. The ALPAKA has only one, and it's smaller. Of course, the ALPAKA is in this X-Pack material, which is super cool. And they were sold out for a while, but I'm releasing this video on the day that they're actually releasing them again. So link in the description to this one if you want to get this one. And I do think this one excels in this organization range, and it might appeal to you just because of its features. This has a smaller bottle pocket. There's no way I try to fit the bigger bottles in there. It's not going to fit. So you got to go kind of small. This is the coloral bottle. Maybe those memo bottles would fit in there for perfectly, but this one would do double duty. You can either carry a water bottle, or you can use this compression strap that's at the top to put a tripod. And it has a nice little attachment loop in here that you can cinch down or just completely remove. So either way, just wanted to leave that on there to show you that feature. This side does not have a water bottle, but it does have this really cool external pocket. Now I'm going to take the water bottle out, put this sucker on its side so that we can see this pocket a little bit easier. So definitely aqua guard everywhere, which is another feature that I really love about this one. As it opens up, we have an outside pocket, which you could put some other stuff that just so it wouldn't fall out. And then it's got some organization drop-in pockets, which would be good for Apple pencils, some other little peripherals, some longer items. I have some things that I normally carry in my mightier pouch. This is sort of my kind of carry some field notes, a pen, some tools, that kind of thing, additional cards that I kind of keep. I personally like this thing to take out, and it fits in that front pocket of the Evergoods. And I just love this thing for its organization. But in this bag, you wouldn't necessarily do that. You would put that stuff all in the side pocket and then use it on the go. So put your phone in here as you go through security, that kind of stuff. This front or side pocket is really what kind of sets this thing apart. Now the front pockets, as we lay this thing down, and just as we're talking about it, ballistic bottom, super durable. And I do love that feature. This thing definitely has some premium materials built in. There's nothing, it's very durable, but there's no ballistic bottom to this one. And it also has these compression straps, so you could put a bigger item down below, or just take these things off if you're not going to use them. I left them on there. I probably would not use these personally, but you might want to carry another bigger thing with you, and this allows you to do that. And there's a nice little, it's just nice and expands. So I like that. It's a nice little feature, nice little cool thing. Now this front area is kind of nice. They have this hidden pocket, I would say, in this on the ALPAKA that depends on what you pack in here. Now it's pretty packed inside, so this pocket is a little tight, sort of like a GORUCK GR1. So it's not something I would say you would access a ton, but it is a place you can maybe put your field notes in here. You can put your phone in there as you go through security. But like I said, it's just a little bit awkward because of its tightness when you pack stuff on the inside. But it is nice, and you can see the orange honeycomb design in there. And again, this flap, A, keeps it protected, B, makes it kind of concealed, and really kind of conceals that pocket from anybody kind of looking at the bag. The other kind of cool part is this other, I would say, fold down. This is the Axiom from Triple Out Design does this. There's just several bags do this kind of thing. The Alpha 19er is another famous one that does this. So this sort of just folds down and gives you access to everything inside. Now I have there's two pockets in here, a meshy pocket, maybe put your keys, some other thing that you want to see, maybe that's where your AirPods go. This little pocket here is where I had just a deck of cards. There's also a small little AirPods pocket in there, which is, I think, a really nice little feature. Keep your AirPods in one place. Not the AirPods, AirTag. Put your AirTag in there so you can see that. Nice little drop-in loops. They make some attachments that'll click to these so you can, customize it further. This pocket is deep, and it goes all the way down to basically all the way through this pocket. So it goes pretty deep. Maybe put your headphones in there, but again, depending on how much you got inside, it's going to compress. the outside of the bag. Some organization here. This will fit. This is iPhone Max case, so your phone will fit in here. Nice little documents pocket, probably passport, that kind of thing when you're not sort of on the go. This one will barely fit a field notes. And then this is where you put your pens, you know, that kind of thing. So nice little organization. I like the touch of orange, nice little branding in there. And it's pretty cool, right? So this is nice. I'm gonna leave this out because I'm gonna talk about, actually, no, I'm not. Put that back in. Carry your big iPad in the front. So side pocket, everything's lockable. Didn't mention that. Super cool. Now, nice little padded handle there, which is a nice design. Now, as we go to the back of these bags, some things to point out. Both of them have a luggage pass-through or handle, so you can put this thing across your rollboard. This one is a little more substantial, and it's just got like a seatbelt material, is what how it's designed. No load lifters on the Evergoods, no load lifters on the GORUCK. This one has load lifters. That's a nice little feature. Very, very padded back panel. Same thing over here. And a nice lumbar pad. Now, in terms of this size bag, I don't normally go with a hip belt. Now you can, and if you were gonna go probably like all day in this bag, backpack across Europe, where you're gonna be wearing this bag for an extended period of time, a hip belt would be helpful just to relieve some of the weight off of your shoulders and be less fatigued. As I showed you in previous videos, the hip belt on the Evergoods is tucked up inside and it comes back out. So it is nice, it's very padded and weight bearing. And so there you go, you can see that here. And it just is kind of a nice design because it fits in, is always with you, it doesn't detach, and it just tucks out of the way and you wouldn't notice it. So that's what I really love about this one. The GORUCK one, of course, is either on or off. The one I have is stuck on the side, so you can't attach a hip belt. Not a big deal for me. But again, this one's kind of always there, never lose it. This one, the ALPAKA is either there or it's not. Now it is pretty padded. That's almost my toe. And it has side little pockets, which are nice for snacks, more backpacking style, I would say. But if you're gonna go the distance, this fits in behind this pad here with a nice little Velcro interior piece. So it's gonna kind of lock this in place. And then you're gonna have the buckle in the front. Now, the problem is it's not very packable, so you're either gonna wanna either have it or not have it. Not something you would take with you and maybe use later. You could fold it down, but now it's competing for space because it's beefy, it's pretty comfortable. So if you're gonna use it, definitely use it. What I love about this, and it's the same side, the same sort of design that's on the inside of the shoulder straps, is it's a sort of like 3D pattern foam, super comfortable, very, very comfortable as you wear this thing. It's a very good density. Really, one of the highlights of this bag is this pattern on your hips. Very, very comfortable. The same thing on the inside of these shoulder straps, which are remarkably padded. I think just a great density, great design, super comfortable, and I think that's really nice. Again, sternum strap included. This is what I love about some bags. They put these strap keepers, which is super cool. So very nice premium design from ALPAKA on this one. Very, very comfortable lumbar pad. This thing's cool, I think. I just wish there was a way to store it, but I'm fine with, it not having that ability. So there we go. Bottom, back panel, everything else, laptop. So what sets the Evergoods apart in most conversations is their side access laptop area. Double layered. You can put hydration in here, but basically the fact that this has got a massive side opening laptop compartment. And it's cool, right? Also a top pocket here, which I didn't really get into, but again, we'll walk through this in other videos. This one has, from ALPAKA, has a massive zipper that goes from here all the way over here to access this bigger area in the back, which in the grand scheme of things allows you to take a ton of tech. I just have my 13-inch MacBook Pro, but any of your MacBooks, any of your laptops are going to fit in there. Super duper padded, elevated, and there's multiple layers of tech. So you can put a bigger iPad, you can put along with your big laptop, iPad, both, and in a separate area. So when you want to know when we go in the main compartment, where's the additional volume? Like why do I say 32 liters? Is because they make this back area so big, so massive. In fact, there's a whole nother layer. You could put a jacket back here for sure. That would take away from the volume in the front. So for me personally, this one would be a home run if they take this volume that's all in this back area and give it to the main compartment. Now it's still a great design. You just have to think more smartly how you're going to pack. Probably a packable jacket for sure, sort of jammed back here, and maybe another t-shirt or something that you'd have on the go. So that's just me. I would allocate this volume a little differently, but it's still a great design, and it does definitely protect your tech. So if you're traveling with a laptop, going to need it on the go, either of these are going to be fantastic options. So that's the outside features. Again, X-Pack and AquaGuard everywhere here. That just makes this thing super cool. Now it's time to go into the bags so that we can sort of compare, you know, apples to apples in terms of bringing your stuff. And then we'll talk about some tips. All right, so that's that. Let's dive into the main area. Now, it's a not total clamshell. Because this ballistic bottom, they kind of go almost there, and then you have some area down below it. The Evergoods is full clamshell, I would say. A little better than the GORUCK ones normally, just because these ones tend to go kind of around the corner. It just makes you kind of open up this flap a lot easier than the GORUCK bags, but I'm getting sort of off topic here. Now, as we open this bag, you see a little narrower zipper opening on the ALPAKA compared to the Evergoods. Not a big deal here. And as we open this up, 2 pockets, a little stretchy, keep some more stuff organized. I didn't put anything in there because I really wanted to focus on what the main volume was going to kind of allow us to do. So let's go open up both these. Again, more organization on the Evergoods. Now, as we look at these things side by side, you can see some differences. This one's got a 10-liter Patagonia in the bottom, and then we've got 2 Cap 2s and then a small shadow pocket from GORUCK, sort of filling out this volume. Over here, this one just looks a lot different. It's more narrower, compressed, but we do have 2 8-liter packing cubes from Evergoods and then a smaller 6-liter packing cube from Patagonia. So that's kind of how these things shape up. This thing, the Evergoods, would swallow up, but both these 8 liters fit side by side, this 10-liter. So I fit a lot more volume in this Evergoods. And the real benefit is after I put the stuff in this Evergoods, I still get access to the external pockets a little better, just because the way they're designed, they allow for you to access those pockets just the way the way it's designed. The GORUCK and the ALPAKA both fit tighter. Again, it's a smaller bag overall inside, and it really starts to constrain some of these pockets. Now there's a little dimension to it, which is super cool, but it just feels overall tighter. There we go. Now at the back panel here, we see not a ton, but there is some things to note. So let's take all that stuff out. Now there is some webbing in the bottom. So you could, if you weren't going full pack out on this, you could mount some things in there, maybe hang some other stuff, which is cool. Maybe your packing cubes would go in there. But one little feature, again, it goes a little bit further deeper than the other designs just because of the way the zipper is designed. But another layer of organization that is in this bag that is kind of almost missed is these side little pockets that they have over here, which are super cool. Like this is like, I think the Peak designs have these kind of things, which are super cool. And I just like, they're stretchy, so you can, you know, keep some smaller items on the interior of your bag so you're not worried about it. And I think that's a nice little feature. Nice little interior pockets on the sides, which not many bag companies do. So there you go. That's it. That's the way this thing shapes up. Now, like I said, my biggest headache with this is its volume. It doesn't really fit like a 35-liter bag. It fits more like, I would say, I guess, just throwing it out there, a 32-liter bag because of the way that back panel is designed. Now, that might be perfect for you. You might want to have, well, I'm bringing my biggest laptop and I want another iPad back there, and I can put a packable jacket in the back, JB, so it is perfect for me. That is awesome. Now, and the side little pockets, everything. It's just different styles of packing for everybody. I tend to go into packing cubes. You might not do that. You might put that in there. When I did pack this one out for a weekend, I will say that the biggest constraint is this narrow bottom and me bringing a second pair of shoes. So neither of these bags, I could say that I've easier packed shoes in the Evergoods, but in the ALPAKA, just didn't work out really well in terms of bringing a second pair of shoes. So if I wanted to go to the gym and bring some specific running shoes, this one just didn't work out. But if you're not going to do that, this might be the perfect bag for you. Either way, this brings me to kind of an important 35-liter packing tip, and that is, if you haven't discovered merino wool yet, you need to sort of figure that out. Now, there's several ways to go, and it really just comes down to, you know, what you're going to do. Now, this is some stuff from Huckberry and Proof. This is a Proof, it's a cotton hat, so something packable. Most of my other hats are not very packable, but these are nice. Have a hat with you, packable. This ALPAKA hat, which is super nice, is also very packable and very cool. In fact, this one's going on my next trip with me, just because it's kind of cool. Nondescript, not big, obnoxious lettering. Not that you're going to blend in some countries, but not be super obnoxious, like wear bright yellow vest. Either way, some other cool things. These are Proof merino, and these are their 72-hour travel pants from Proof, which is available at Huckberry. Super nice. I wore these all weekend, and these are super cool. This is merino wool. Wear 72 hours, no washing, and I've tested it out. It works out. The merino wool features doesn't retain any odors from you, so you can sweat it all up, hang it to dry, wear it the next day, and it's not obnoxious. So I'm a big fan of the Proof 72-hour pants, and I've worn, and these have been washed, and I'll be honest, some of the Proof hoodies, or not the Proof, but the Unbound merino hoodies, I washed them and then I kind of laid them flat to dry. But this Proof stuff, I threw it in the wash and dried it. This gray one I'm wearing from Proof hasn't been washed yet. Super nice. This blue one, this hoodie, has been washed and dried several times. Hanging, just doing its thing, fitting perfectly. More Proof, and this is an Unbound merino t-shirt. So this is my travel kit here. Just some merino wool layers that I can wear multiple days. And then, underwear and socks, which is normally a limitation. You can go merino wool underwear. I haven't quite leapt to that layer yet, but this stuff from Proof, really cool, really very affordable in terms of the merino wool category, available at Huckberry. And honestly, right now, if you get anything from Proof, they're having a little sweepstakes there where they're giving away tickets to go anywhere on the planet. Normally, if you spend $75 here in the month of March, you get a 1 entry, but if you buy anything from Proof, you get 2. So there you go. Little bonus there. Proof 72-hour stuff, super fun, super awesome, and it's the way you can go further on your travels with a 35-liter bag, my go-to size, fits in on the overheads, and is comfortable enough to wear all day, hip belt or no. So there you go. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, get outside, see more things. The weather's changing. It's time, people. Get a good backpack and get up your travel plans for the spring and summer. See you in the next video. If you liked this video, you're definitely going to want to check out this video where I describe how I packed out the 35-liter CTB35 and the GORUCK GR2 34-liter. Because they're cool. We're always packing stuff. And you're going to travel. So it's the way to go, man.